Hi everyone, I'm Gemma Kurims and welcome to the review of Load, the 6th record by the band Metallica. Today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the release, decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I have already reviewed half of their discography, so go check those videos out. My story with Metallica is quite simple. When I was born, my entire family were already massive fans of this band and they would play me their music of cassette tapes and from the CD player. We had all of their records, even the SMM DVD. When I was like 4 or 5 years old, I got more into this band. I loved Master of Puppets and Justice for All. Since then I've been following this band. I was there when Saint Anger dropped and I've actually enjoyed it. Then Magnetic, then the Beyond Magnetic EP, Lulu, Hardwired, and 72 Seasons. We've got the so-called classic lineup of the band here with James Hetfield on the vocals and guitars, Lars Ulrich on the drums, Kirk Hammett on the guitars, and Jason on the bass. Fun fact, Jason was in the band from 1987 till 2001 and this is the only release which doesn't have a writing credit on even one song from him. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no there's no clipping, just the way I like it. It still sounds great even to this very day. Message is diverse, the songs are mostly about personal struggles, alcoholism, relationship issues, James' mother, cancer, feelings, etc. When it comes to structure, it's basic. Usually the song goes like this: intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. In some of the songs they bring the bridge back at the end as the outro. When it comes to the music genre, this is a big departure of what the band was known for. As you probably know, the albums Load and Reload are actually just songs written by the band in 1995 and they had too much of the songs, so they split them into 2 records. And apparently the band got tired of playing thrash metal and they wanted to experiment. They went for a more radio-friendly sound, hard rock similar to Nickelback with lots of influences from grunge like Alice in Chains, but also blues and country genres as well. Some of the fans hated them for that change. My opinion is simple, I love when the band experiments, when it actually sounds good. Now let's talk about the musicianship. Let's start with the drumming. Lars Ulrich, well, he's playing tight here. His playing is not as ferocious and fast as on the previous releases, it's more basic, but it does work. He has his own style, the precision, the speed, the grooves, it's all here. Next we've got the bass work by Jason, and well, the bass is audible, it mostly follows the guitars, but we have some moments here and there where it deviates from that stuff and I do enjoy that. I feel like the band should have respected his input more, because he did have some fantastic ideas. For example, the Blackened song. Next we've got the guitar work by both James and Kirk and it's superb. We've got some crunchy, groovy guitar riffs mixed with those more classic hard rockish ones. Some acoustic guitars as well. It does work. Next let's talk about all of the symphonic elements and other bonus instruments that you can hear throughout this release. They do enrich the sound of the record. Last but not least, let's mention James's vocals, and he sounds just as good as on the previous records. His voice sounds refreshed and full of life, full of energy. Yeah, it's all here. Now we can finally rate the individual songs. The album opens up with Ain't My Bitch, and this one, it's a good opener, not as good as Fuel. That one is fantastic, this one is just okay. I do enjoy the guitar riffs here, the vocals, the pre-chorus section, the solo slaps. It's just a good song, nothing more, nothing less. I do enjoy listening to it. 7 out of 10. 2x4, from what I remember they've played this one live with Devil's Dance back in 1995. It's an interesting song. I do enjoy some of the vocals which are ripped off Alice in Chains. But besides that, there's nothing interesting here. It's just an okay song that you're going to listen through. Sometimes I want to listen to it, but not as much nowadays. 6- out of 10. The house Jack built, so this track I enjoy some of its more mature and evil sounding atmosphere, but yet again there's nothing interesting here. It's hard to sit through this song. It's not bad, but it's not good as well. It's just average. 5 out of 10. Until It Sleeps was released as a single with a music video, and it's my favorite song of this release. I wish Metallica would experiment more with this kind of sound, because this one actually sounds quite one of a kind. I do enjoy the lyrical content, fantastic vocal lines by James, cool guitar riffs and emotions and everything. It's hard for me to imagine a person who wouldn't enjoy this one. 10 out of 10, it's a classic. King Nothing, also known as Enter Sandman Part 2. This is another single with a music video. And it's just a good song. Yet again, there's nothing special about it, but I do enjoy the guitar riffs and the vocals and the solo. 7 out of 10. Hero of the Day is the song that makes me sad because it has my favorite part, that bridge section, which also comes back as the outro. It's heavy, love the vocals there as well. But everything else in this song just sounds so pretentious and poppy, it annoys the hell out of me. If you get it, then you get it. 4 out of 10. Bleeding Me is more laid back, but I do enjoy the vocals here, the more slower approach to the melodies and all that's happening here. On its own, it's a good song, but in a context of this release, it's hard to get through the album because it has so much of filler tracks and songs that you don't want to hear. 6 out of 10. Cure is another song that has no identity. You could easily mistake it for other tracks of this release or Reload, but it doesn't bother me at all. It just exists. It's decent. 6- out of 10. Poor Twisted Me, this one on the other hand, there's nothing that I enjoy or hate about it. Yet again, it just exists. I don't know why, but it's here. I have nothing of value to mention about it. 5 out of 10. Wasting My Hate. Now finally we have a song that I actually enjoy listening through from beginning to the end, where every section is fun to hear. A song that has life in it. I do enjoy the main guitar of all of that, the chorus, the fantastic guitar solo. 8 out of 10. Mama Said is like a ballad or whatever, and it doesn't bother me. Sometimes I want to hear it, sometimes I do not. 6 out of 10. Thorn Within is a song on the same level as King Nothing. I do enjoy the main guitar riffs and the solo, and the vocals slap as usual. It's a good track. 7 out of 10. Ronnie, this one has fantastic guitar riffs, I always enjoy them, but the vocals could have been better. This is the only song on the entire release where I feel like, yeah, the vocals are slightly weird. 6+ out of 10. And the final song, the Outlaw Torn, this one is pretty good, as Larry David would say. It's funny that this album is so long that they had to cut out 1 minute of this track. You can hear the full version on a single. I prefer the full version obviously. I enjoyed the main guitar riff. There's a lot of bass lines happening in the verses, which are always a pleasant surprise in Metallica's music. While the song is long, it's not boring as half of the songs on this release. Some of the moments here sound like something Alice in Chains would write. 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is various, the flow is disrupted, replayability some. This is just an average release from Metallica, same as Reload. What you need to understand here is the fact that I don't hate this era of the band. But what I don't enjoy are long, tedious songs with no soul or meaning, and that's how half of both of those releases sound like. Maybe releasing 27 songs you wrote in 1995 instead of choosing the 8 best ones and then releasing a record was a bad idea. Cause both Load and Reload have some fantastic songs, but then a lot of fillerish 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 songs that I just don't want to waste my time on, especially since all of the previous releases were so fun and had so many great tracks. Also with Load, Metallica started a trend which I hate to this very day, which is making your records very long. This record didn't even fit on a CD, they had to cut out a part of the Outlaw Torn, which is hilarious to me. And then Reload is also long, Saint Anger is also very long, which actually hurts that album because I love Saint Anger and my only complaint about it is that the songs are too long. And that's the same complaint I have about Load, Reload, Death Magnetic, Hardwired, 72 Seasons. What is the point of making 8 and 9 minute tracks when there's almost nothing happening in them? And going back to Load, I actually had to go to sleep after listening to this record for today's review. I had to take 1 hour off because I was so tired. So I'm sorry, I want to like this, I want to like Load and Reload, but I cannot force myself into. But there is one cool thing that I can do for you and for myself. This is how I wish Load would look like. Instead of doing 2 records, Metallica would release only 1 album with 8 songs. These 8 songs to me personally are the best ones from the entire Load era and they're actually quite interesting and fun to listen to. They also could have released a deluxe edition with 11 songs, I wouldn't mind this tracklist as well. I also need to mention 2 songs Metallica played live on SMM, DVD or live concert that were apparently B-sides from Load and Reload era. Or maybe new songs, hard to say. No Leaf Clover, 8 out of 10, I do enjoy listening to it, it's a great track, but Minus Human is even better, that one is the highlight. I don't understand how a song of that quality wouldn't be released on Reload or Load. And this would be my ultimate 30th anniversary release of Load and Reload in my alternate reality, just 14 songs. I Disappear from the year 2000 Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack would be added here because that's one of the best Metallica songs and it's not on any album. I am not sure why, because it slaps. What I want to point out here that all of these songs, those 14 tracks, are still shorter than the actual Load album. They do fit on the record, even if we're going to put the Outlaw Torn full release, full version at the end. If half of the songs from Load and Reload era wouldn't be released, I wouldn't be hurt or sad about it. Actually, I would prefer it, and they could have just released them on a compilation, B-side compilation. For example, the band Disturbed did a fantastic B-side compilation called The Lost Children. Other bands like Linkin Park also released special editions of their records with all of the B-sides there and unreleased tracks. I wish all of the bands on this planet would release all of their B-sides and unreleased songs on either compilations or EPs. Because I am a musician myself, I've released 8 solo records and I've also released a couple of EPs with the songs that didn't make the cut for my records because I didn't enjoy them for one or other reason. And it's always funny to see when people talk to me or write to me and say that they've enjoyed the songs on the B-side EPs more, which only means that we have different music taste, but it's always good to release the unreleased song, because you never know who's going to enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, give it a like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram in the description. Shout out all my Patreon supporters who basically sponsor these videos. You are all truly wonderful. You can join them if you'd like in the description as well. So I can make you a Doom MIDI cover. I did the Outlaw Torn today for today's anniversary, so go check that out. A lyric video or an album review of your choice. See you next time. Yeah. Bye.